Hi, I'm Jeff, and today I'm here with one of our single tank aeration units, and I'm going to show you how to change the seals and spacers. This is something that we recommend doing every year as preventive maintenance. To get started, first you'll want to take pressure off of the tank by turning the bypass valve and holding down the set change button for 3 seconds. You'll notice a 1 will appear on the display, and if you hold down the set change button one more time, the valve will cycle to backwash and pressure will release. Now you're ready to disassemble the valve, starting by removing these 2 screws. Next, we'll remove the piston guide screw and washer. And then these 2 screws here are the last 2 to remove the power head. Don't forget to unplug the power head, and then you can remove it from the valve body by pulling out. To remove the piston, you'll want to remove the 3 screws that hold the end plug onto the valve body. And simply pull up on the piston assembly. You'll notice the seals and spacers are stacked inside the valve body, and you can remove them manually. There should be 5 rubber seals and 4 plastic spacers, alternating one after another. At the bottom there's an end plug assembly that looks like this. There's no need to remove that, but if you do, you'll want to make sure that the 2 plastic notches are facing forward and that they are properly seated. When installing a new seal and spacer kit, you'll want to start with the seal, place it in the valve body, and be sure to apply pressure around the circumference of the seal to seat it into the spacer. Here's a cutaway of the valve body, and you'll notice that the spacers align with ports in the valve body. So when replacing the seals and spacers, it's important to press around the seal to make sure it's not catching on any of those ports and that it's completely flush. So that way when it all comes together, the ports will be aligned with the spacers and you won't have any leaks. Alternate between the seals and spacers. When you're done, there should be about 1/4 inch of space from the top of the last seal to the top of the valve body. You'll want to make sure that this part of the end plug seats down into the valve body. And there will still be a little bit of space, which is normal, because the seals will compress when you add the screws. It's important to make sure that the notch on top of the piston is facing this direction and that the piston is pulled up. You can then add the screws. You can now replace the power head assembly by setting it down on top of these 2 front screws and pulling back, being sure to align the knob on the main gear and this piston guide with the top of the piston. Add the 2 screws. And don't forget to add the piston guide screw and washer. Finally, replace the lower back plate Next, you'll want to turn the bypass valve back to the service position and check for leaks. Your valve should still be in backwash, and if there's no leaks coming from the top of the piston end plug assembly, then all your seals and spacers must be seated correctly and you're good to go. You can now either let the valve finish out its cycle by plugging it back in and letting it resume where it left off, or you can manually step it through the cycle by holding down the set change button to cycle it back to service.